Hey everyone, how are y'all doing? So I am starting a new series, sort of, where every so often, it'll be kind of whenever, I kind of just go out and talk about stuff. And, well, today, I was thinking about talking about a few of the games I've been playing, other than Dead Space, which is kind of obvious because of the LP. Um, and there's plenty. Like, well, Minecraft. I do play it. Sometimes it's not a bad game. It's a very simple game. I do play it modded. If you haven't tell, this isn't part of vanilla Minecraft. It's part of a mod called Biomes O' Plenty, which adds a lot of extra biomes. I'm not quite sure. I think it's around 80 biomes or so. And this is actually a plains, and this is all wheat, and it's all, well, basically all wheat. Big wheat fields as far as you can see. And I have various other biomes, like this one, which we should be in now. Oops. Is a temperate rainforest. And they just have tons and tons of biomes. It's one I like to play with friends mostly. It's, like I said, it's an alright game. Sometimes I'll play by myself, but mostly I like to play with friends. I got a couple of friends, and this is kind of a good way we hang out. Another game, I've actually been kind of playing 4 games a lot lately. And another one is Saints Row the 4th. I got it when it came out. Played all the Saints Row. They're some of my favorite games. And I've been playing it. And to say, well, it's kind of a mixed bag for. Ooh. Mesa. Oh, that's actually kind of cool. But Saints Row the 4th, I've played Saints Row the 3rd. I got it when it came out new. I've played 1 and 2. My favorite Saints Row game would probably be Saints Row. I would say 2. I've liked 2. Probably because the one I've played the most, the one I've had the most fun on, and stuff. And I do like, between Stillwater and Stillport, I do like Stillwater better than Stillport. I think it's a more interesting city and all that. The fact that you got all, well, yeah, a little bit more. I think it wasn't just a large city. It was, you had the suburbs, and you even had, in the second one, you had the little mountain park, kind of the off-road. That was always fun. But Saints Row the 4th, the new one, it's kind of a mixed bag for me. Like, I like it. I think the superhero stuff, I don't mind that so much. Some people say it's a little contrived. It's nothing new. The superpowers aren't anything, special or new, whatever. But I don't mind it. That's kind of something that's going to be hard to do. Come up with new superpowers, but some of the things I don't like about it is, like, it's the same city from the third. It is the exact same city from the third game. It's almost, it's pretty much the third game, kind of with superpowers. Spruce Woodlands with lava. It's the same game as the third one with, you can argue this. It's the same one as the third one with superpowers, which, but it's also a lot of fun, and it's definitely a different story. I won't ruin it for you if you haven't played. I'd say go and play it. But it's a good game. I think it is worth it. You know, to say, some people are saying, "Ew, it should be DLC and whatnot." You know what? I've had fun, and it was, I think, worth the money. Another one I've been playing, kind of a recent one I found, was War Thunder. What in the world? Okay. Another one is War Thunder, which is a World War II aircraft simulator slash fun. Ran into it thanks to Jingles 1215, not the other Jingles. I've watched some of his stuff to get a good hand on it. It's a lot of fun. It's a really fun game if you're looking for something to play that has World War II aircraft to about 1950s, 1960s era aircraft. I'd say definitely give it a try. And it's well, the other competitor with it is World of Warplanes, which I really haven't touched because of a couple of reasons, and planes with health bars, all a little bit silly, I think. Compared to, you know, you just do damage to a plane and you shoot it down like it should be shot down. You know, to each their own. If you prefer something like that, why not? And like I've played World of Tanks. World of Tanks I don't think's bad. Another one, even though I'm American, about World of Warplanes versus War Thunder is that World of Warplanes, and I've heard it's coming, and rumors, but I don't know if it's true. I haven't confirmed it. But right now there's no British Air Force, which, you know, not bad British planes. You know, especially the Spitfire, the Hurricane, two. I picked up a Spitfire, and that's a very fun plane. It's a turn plane, meaning you gotta turn. It's turn fighting versus energy fighting. You know, energy fighters, you dive down on someone. You want a height advantage. You want, you know, dive down, get speed. You shoot someone, you dive back up before they can react, and before they, in theory, would be able to catch up. And the Spitfire is a plane that's more. You don't want to get in a turn with it unless you're flying something that's more maneuverable. Like the Zero is about the only one that would really come to mind. I've been playing that a lot. It's a lot of fun. I really like the historical battles, which is, you know, and arcade's not bad either. I play both, but the historical battles I think I have a blast on. You know, and even if I'll be honest, I'm not very good at it, so yeah. And last but not least, what I've been playing a lot lately is the Grand Theft Auto, the new one, 5, which came out this week, and pre-ordered it, had it paid off. You know, I was expecting it to come out back in spring. You know, they had the big spring release. I even have the poster that says, you know, coming spring 2013. And then they pushed it all the way back to September, which, you know, fair enough. I'm not going to argue with that. But it is a lot of fun. And I would recommend it. If you haven't played it, if you weren't sure, it's what one kind of say? It's a really good game. It has a really big map. It's, as I said, one of the biggest maps. It's in Los Santos is the main city. In Can't think of what it's called. San Andreas. But Grand Theft Auto 5, it's not, the map's not a lot like San Andreas 5 or San Andreas. It's a bit of a different map. I'll say that. Kind of, I imagine you could probably just go online and find it, but you know, kind of look it up yourself. I don't want to spoil it for you. Los Santos is basically a stand-in for Los Angeles, and I've personally been to Los Angeles before, and it does a really good job. You know, it kind of names its own stuff, which you kind of have to do in a game, but that's fair enough. But it's a really good representation of it. Is almost like being in LA, just not being in LA, if that makes sense. Because you can tell a lot of the okay? Good. You can tell a lot of the old historical landmarks, or a lot of the landmarks from LA, which is good. I really liked how Los Santos came out, and then the rest of the map too. One of the things I never liked about Grand Theft Auto 4, for example, is that Liberty City is basically 3 islands of one big city. And sometimes I kind of like to go out and it be in the wild. San Andreas was one of my favorite Grand Theft Auto games of all time, and for many reasons. But this is definitely a good comparator. I would say of the next gen consoles, basically 4 and 5, it's not even a contest. 5 wins. But yeah, 5's a lot of fun. I've had a lot of fun on it, and I've been playing it to absolute death. And I would definitely recommend it. And to recommend finding aliens in it. But yeah, it's a really good game. And the characters are really good. I've personally, and I know I'll get hate for this, but Grand Theft Auto, or I won't say that, Rockstar characters have been a bit of a mixed bag. Some of them I really like. I like John Marston, and we found a mine tunnel. John Marston was one that I really liked. CJ, yeah, that he was all right. And then this game comes out with 2 very good characters, and the third one I could honestly care less about. And if you're wondering, it's Trevor is the one I don't really care for as a character. I don't know, he just a crazy guy. I guess, I don't know, I just don't like crazy guys. Crazy kind of hillbilly guy. I just don't care for him. The other 2 I've really liked. Franklin and Michael. I thought they were very good characters, and one of the things on that game, heists. The heists are a lot of fun. Definitely want to play more. I've only played the mission heist. I'm not sure. Because, Grand Theft Auto's part, let's go wherever. And then part, let's do whatever. But, I would definitely like more heists. The heists are a lot of fun. And it's a really good game. I think a lot of the problems that 4 had, and my opinion on 4's characters, Nico, the 2 from the DLC I haven't played, so I won't say anything good or bad about them. I haven't played them. I don't know about them. Fair enough. But Nico I never really cared for as a character. And I did play Grand Theft Auto 4 a lot. But, and that one, I don't think I ever really completed the game. I always had more fun just, stealing cars and causing chaos than a lot of the missions. And, yeah. But Grand Theft Auto 5, really good game. If I were to kind of rate these games, I would say War Thunder would be, if we're saying on a scale to 0 to 5, 5 being the best, 0 being the worst. War Thunder I would definitely put up there, probably 4.5, because it's a really good game, and it's and the fun part about War Thunder 2 is, well, I can't say fun, but it's an open beta, is basically what it is. It's in its beta stage right now. And for the game to be as good as it is, and no bugs in it, but hey, there's bugs. I've seen bugs in GTA 5. They're just gonna happen. And, you try to do your best to do it. But, hey, it's gonna happen. But, for it just being kind of a beta test, and, definitely probably a late, maybe mid-beta, it's really well done, and a really impressive game, and I would suggest checking out. If you're more into it's definitely more realistic. In arcade mode, planes, it's very forgiving, and you can almost take any plane and turn it into a turn-based fighter, and get into dog fights with whatever you're flying. But in historical battles, definitely not the case. And even in arcade, you don't have health bars. You are destroyed/destroyed. You are destroyed/you destroy planes via how much damage you can do. And namely, can you do enough damage to mess up the airframe to cause this plane to go down? aka tear off a wing, engine fire. Like on a 0, one of the best places to hit is the wings, because they don't have self-sealing gas tanks, and, well, 0s are very fragile planes because they've given up everything. Historically, they've gave up everything for speed and maneuverability. So the 0's a very, very fragile plane. And generally, it's a great plane basically until you're shot at. And then you get shot at, and the thing may as well have been made of paper mache. So, but it is a good plane, and, definitely fly it. But just know it is a fragile plane, and you don't want to get shot at all. So War Thunder is very good. Like I said, I love the historical battles, and then the arcade's fun too. They also have full real battles, which I will probably never play because, to be honest, I can't even pass the tutorial. And if you're a gearhead and you can fly and name that a flight simulator and you can get it and you can play it like a pro, then you'll probably enjoy full road battles. But if not, historical battles are great, and historical battles kind of in between. It gives some realism, but it doesn't give you're not worried about prop control and stuff I don't even know or understand and probably never will. Saints Row the Fourth, I'd say a 3. I'd go with 3 just because there's a lot of good and the story's great, but then they have stuff like the city's reused and like 1 and 2 they had it was in the same city, but they changed it a lot so that it was you could tell that it is the same city, but yet it's it's been years later. It progressed or whatever. And then you had the third one, which wasn't a bad game. And definitely love the crazy antics and the let's just be out there. But I've in playing about 5 days, I've pretty much done everything you can and would do, and it's I've 100% of the game, but there's always something else you can try. You can always definitely try it again. So yeah, I can't really say that, but it's all right. It's a good game, and I think it's worth the money. But I'd say that's one if you're thinking about it and you're not sure about it. You may want to try to rent it or something first before you buy it, because it's definitely one that can go either way. And I've heard people go, basically, I hate this game because the superpowers are unoriginal, the city's unoriginal, the story's, not that great, and I don't think it's a bad story, but yeah, there are definitely better stories out there. And in it, there is kind of the thing, it's, can we get our game out before GTA 5? Because, it's GTA 5, it's pretty well going to be a big hit. So there is that. And then GTA 5, I'd definitely give 5 right now, because I've probably played it in the amount of time I've played, like Saints Row the Fourth. Saints Row the Fourth, I've beaten every mission and done about everything, maybe in one way, and I can always come back and do it another way, and another couple of ways. And then there is replayability to Saints Row 4, but in the same time I played GTA 5, I haven't explored. I'd say I've explored pretty good, maybe like 60% of the map. What is this? An Amish Woods. Ooh. Ooh, this is actually kind of interesting. But I've explored probably 60% of the map and only done about 40-50% of the game. And I don't know if I'll 100% GTA 5. I'll try. But it's a lot of fun. I like the just fun. It's a serious game, but it can also be a lot of fun. And the heists. I can't keep from that. The heist, that is probably my favorite part of the game. It's just the heist. Just go out there, planning what you're gonna do, going out to the place, actually staking it out, saying, well, where's the cameras? Where's the security? How well is it guarded? How long does it take for you set the alarms off. How long does it take for the police to get there? Blah 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 blah. And then planning it, getting what you need. We need this. We need the pest spray vehicle, or this vehicle, that vehicle. This equipment, whatever, is a lot of fun. Makes for some of the missions kind of being silly missions, because it's like you go in a place and you buy a suit, or you buy 3 suits, and that's it. But another thing I like is who do you get? Do you get someone? Are you trying to do the stealthy approach? So you want someone who has a lot of brains and can hack a computer, and someone who can get the getaway car, and someone who can really, or do you want to go guns blazing? Shoot everything that moves. And so you want guns, and who you have hackers and slackers and all that's not as important. So that's a lot of fun, and having to that's just a lot of fun having to decide all this stuff, all the what you can do, what you can select, what you can bring. And then actually going out and doing the mission and seeing how well it's planned. Does it go according to plan, or does the whole thing just fall apart and you're stuck hoping onto something? So, GTA 5, I'd say it's a 5 out of 5. and for good reason. And so I think that's about it for this week. I don't know how long I've been waffling on, but probably longer than you wanted to know. So, thanks for watching. I'll see you later.